Hey, how we doing, folks? Right, I need to sort this pop-out chat box out because I can't see a bloody thing. Right, right. We're getting there. There we go. I can see you. Right, okay. I had a problem the other day whereby basically you guys were making comments and I was just constantly looking at the other screen. So I apologise for that. I hope you're very, very well. Guna, how we doing, buddy? Mohammedan, how we doing? Good to see you too, buddy. I hope you're very, very well. Last day of annual leave? Yes, it is. Yeah, Friday. So, yeah, I've been doing a bit this morning. Got some bits and pieces done. Now it's time to crypto. So it's all good. As I said, just sorted out the chat so I could actually see it on this side. So that's pretty good. Barry, how are we doing? 1 1/4 favourite. Damn, I'm climbing the table. I like that. I like that. We're climbing the table. Okay, okay. How are we doing? Right, so I've redrawn my Bitcoin chart slightly. So this is the daily chart now. I've replotted it with the recent areas of resistance and support. This is kind of like a best guesstimate line still. This line's now moved down a little bit from 23.6 to 23.5. This is my short-term trend line. It's only running off 2, but it's kind of still giving us a good indication of the passage of play. It's following some of the indicators as well. This is my long-term trend line support. So you can see we dip down below it, but ultimately we come back above and we've consolidated. So I like the setup of this at the moment. This is still the area of the upper interest, 28.5. If we can break through these channels again like we did here, we could have a run up to 28. I'm not a huge fan of that, but it could happen. So we'll see what happens with that. But that is Bitcoin. And as I said, I'm not a short-term trader. I'm a long-term investor. So this only really helps you find areas of interest and sort of entry anyway. So if we go on to the old crypto bubbles, see where we are with that. We can see here in the last 5 minutes, it's the same old things running at the moment. FET, AGIX, Ori changed, popped up in green again. That's nice to see. It hasn't been there for a while. In the last 15 minutes, we've seen some other decent projects come into play. Let me just try and play with the opacity on this again. Yeah, I can cope with that. That's better. Let's stick with that. I can read that. That's cool. So we've got some better gains in the last 15 minutes. But as I said, as a long-term investor, that's not really the way I play. So we can carry on and have a look at some other stuff. Let's have a look at the hourly. The hourly is a little bit more green still, to be fair. We've got AGIX, we've got FET, we've got Poker Bridge, which is looking good. GMX is starting to see some green in the last hour. PDEX. Yeah, we're generally nudging towards the green at the moment, which is good to see. Obviously, for the day, GLQ seems to be leading the way, although it did take a big dive the other day. Thank you for sharing the live, Mike. I appreciate that, buddy. Thank you, Tango. I'm not sure what I should call you, Tango or Mike. I think I'm just going to call you Tango. It's like being in the army. I appreciate the likes and the follows, people. Keep smashing that. We'll get some more people in, hopefully. We're still in the red, surprisingly. This for me, this is quite good. We're into this area. We're coming down into this descending triangle. I'm going to get pinched into the corner. But actually, the volume's still positive on the daily. If we zoom into, let's say, the hourly chart, let's see what happens with that then. You can see here quite nicely, we are in a descending triangle pattern. We've popped out above and below a couple of times, but this is basically where we are. And I think we've bounced off this a couple of times now. If you have a look here, we've got one bounce there, another bounce there, another bounce there. So we could retest this, and I think if we retest it, we keep the volume, we could be okay. I mean, there's nothing wrong with this at all. And then we'll see some more movement to the upside. And as I said, if we break this trend line, this is where I get excited that we could push ahead. And you can see here, we've rejected 3 times here. So this is a strong area of resistance. I might actually plot that in as being an area of resistance that we need to keep an eye on. And I'm actually going to make that a red line because that at the moment is an area we're struggling to break. So I'm going to change that line to a red line. just so I can say that's an area of resistance that we need to break through. So and that plots out at about 25.2. We need to break that 25.2, 25.3 to have any chance of moving to the upside. Actually, that line is not straight, is it? Let's get that line straight. There we go. That's better. Knew it was slightly off. Call you Tom. All right, Tom. Okay, yeah, no worries. I've seen you use that name before. Morning, Crypto Fulham. How you doing, buddy? I hope you're very well. Am I in Liquidus? I'm not. I've got the app though. I have downloaded the app and I'm ready to go. It looks like a good app. So I'm just looking into it at the moment. I'm waiting for some more pools to come in. I think it's a good starting point. The app is definitely very user friendly. But I'm not investing in Liquidus itself right now. But I have got the app and I'm prepared to use it when some more pools come in. Is CKB actually any good? I bought a random 100 quid on a whim as a little play. Let's have a look at CKB. Let's just see what CKB is doing. CKB, I believe, is Nervos Network. It is. Nervos Network is one that I like. It's in my watch list. I think more than anything else, it's the tokenomics and the market cap that make it look very, very interesting. Market cap is 226 million, but that is fully diluted. Near enough the whole supply is out there. So it's a really interesting position for it to be in. It has had, let's have a look. So it's currently priced at 0.5 cent, and it has had all-time highs in the bull run of 4.2 cents. That was in March. It didn't have a stronger run in November, but that's okay. At least it did have some form of run. So it's done okay in the bull run before. It's an open source blockchain ecosystem with a collection of protocols. So it's a common knowledge base, layer 1 proof of work blockchain. So proof of work is not popular. Obviously, that's mineable. It's kind of proof of stake is the preferred thing by the environmental maxis. But ultimately, I think proof of work is more reliable than proof of stake. Proof of stake can be very, very centralized. But yeah, I think it could offer a return for the bull run. It's not the strongest project, but it is smaller than a lot of other layer ones that haven't been around. Now, we haven't seen it in a bear market. I've got no idea how much adoption it's got. But you've got it here. Look, I mean, CMC have got a learn and earn page on Nervos Network, so they are trying to encourage people to learn about it, and they're willing to spend some money on marketing, so it might be okay. This range is so boring. Absolutely. I mean, check this out. I mean, I've just replotted this, as I said. We are in this channel, and we've been in it for a long, long time now. We really got into about this level. Let's get rid of the advert. There we go. Oh, and then there comes another advert. There's a shock. So we've been here since the 15th of Feb. So this is the hourly chart. So we've been in this channel now for a good week. And it's boring, but it's been volatile. 3 times we've looked at it and thought, we could be going to 28, and we've rejected every single time. But on the good side, we have bounced up from this 23.5. More times, four times we've bounced off this level, as far as I'm concerned. Let's have a look. Negged, welcome, buddy. Good to see you. I hope you're very, very well. What have I got a ping pong for? Thank you for the follow, Masawa. I appreciate that, buddy. Thank you very, very much. I appreciate that. And you've shared the live straight away as well. Thank you very much for the follow and the share. That support is very much appreciated. Matt Spoon, welcome, buddy. I'm happy to see you too. I hope you're very, very well. Jay, good morning. I hope you're well. So yeah, we've got a bit of a boring range in terms of Bitcoin on this. I plotted this quite well. The 15-minute chart for us the other day played off quite nicely, illustrating this support very, very nicely. I mean, on the hourly, I'd be tempted to draw a line of support along this diagonal, but I'd rather draw those out on the daily and just see how we play out on the shorter time frames. The more times you touch a level, the weaker it gets and the more likely to break through. So, yeah, I don't know though. I get. See, it's the opposite for me. Psychologically, for me, the more times we bounce off it, I think we're more likely to do it again. But I suppose psychology is an interesting thing. I mean, we touched on it before, haven't we, Bacon Sandwich, about the old traffic light system. Investing is very different to everyday life. Green always means go in the real world, and red always means stop. But in terms of investment, it's actually the other way around. You need to flip that so that you go on the red and you stop on the green. And for me, it's the same thing when we bounce off those layers of support. The more we bounce off it, I still think that's bullish. But you're right. I mean, technically, you're more likely to break down the next time you touch it. So the more you touch it and bounce up, the next time you should expect it to be weaker. More weeks and dip down. Yeah, I mean, let's zoom out to the daily. We'll have a look at the daily, which is where I plotted all of this. It looks a little bit of a mess, but it just needs a little bit of tidying up. So here we go. So here's our daily. As I said, you can see now just how close that red line is. It's there. We're currently at 23,869. And we're kind of in quite an important area, really, because we've maxed out here a few times. This last week, we've been playing higher ranges for a while. More so since August last year. We are in a very high position right now, and let's not kid ourselves that we're not doing very well just because we've had a little dip. It's just a little dip from a very high position. Higher lows are a good thing, and we've had the low there. We've had a low there, higher low. This could be another higher low, in which case it sets us up very nicely for consolidation, but it could come down first. Is Yearn Finance a good investment? Yearn Finance is one that I do actually really, really like. If you look at the tokenomics on Yearn Finance and its utility, it actually outperforms Bitcoin. So Yearn Finance, YFI. Now, me and Bacon were looking at this when it was $3 or $4 grand at the bottom of the bear market, thinking, wouldn't it be nice? I know for a fact Bacon bought it. I didn't. And look at it now. It's 9.5K. So $344 million market cap, basically fully diluted. All-time high. This is going to be ridiculous. Check this out. In the last bull run, it got up to $80,000. This token outperformed Bitcoin by quite a long way. And that's partially because of the tokenomics. So if we have a look at the tokenomics here, I'll just shrink this down so we can actually see it, and I have to remove this. So you can see here, tokenomics, there's only 36,600 tokens. There's actually more utility in Yearn Finance. It does more than Bitcoin, and the tokenomics are far superior. So yes, I like Yearn Finance. I don't currently hold any, but it's definitely one that is worth a good look. Normally 4 or more touches makes it very weak. So we're thinking that 4 touches might have happened. So 4 touches might have happened. We'll see. The daily, we've certainly had 1, 2, 3. We've had 2 solid candles touch and a couple of wicks. So the next time we might be looking quite weak. We are going much higher, just my opinion. Dennis, I really hope that's true. There are arguments for that for sure. We're certainly forming higher lows. And we've bounced off this area of support a few times, which is looking okay. We've got this area of resistance at about 25.2 that we don't seem to be able to break through on the daily. But yeah, I mean, if we can break through that area of resistance, there's really nothing stopping us to 28. And I'm bullish for that scenario. But I don't lose sight of the fact that the overall narrative at the moment, we're still in a recession. We haven't officially entered, but we haven't officially exited either. I still think there's probably a little bit more downside to come. I still think there's more bad events to happen. But I don't think they'll take us down much lower than 15.6 if we ever see that low in this bear market again. Hey, Zoltan, welcome, buddy. Good to see you too. Issuers want the token price to go up by burning total supply. Have you considered selling your XRP? I've considered selling my XRP for sure. But what I decided to do instead is just to stop buying it. So I don't DCA into XRP anymore. I put that money into other projects that aren't subject to that restraint of an SEC lawsuit. So yeah, I'm just using that money elsewhere. Primarily that money's gone into Moonbeam, to be totally honest. That is my big one at the moment. I'm also going a lot into the Arbitrum ecosystem, so I'm putting quite a lot of my DCA now into Arbitrum projects. It is quite early days for Arbitrum. But I'm hoping for, obviously, the airdrop. I'm going to be quite a heavy user of the Arbitrum network. There's quite a few projects that I'm talking to in the Arbitrum network as well. So I'm quite looking forward to see what's going on. Of course, we've had an AMA with Chromatica, but I'd really like GMX, MUX. Mycelium is looking very, very good. Chromatica looks like a good thing for the future as well. So all these good. Are there any good low-cap Chinese coins you're looking to? Not really. Much like the AI narrative, I think basically only the quality projects will continue to run. We've had the initial mad run on Chinese coins, just like we did with the AI, and I think we'll see them pull back. So these are some of the favourites that I've got tagged. Chinese coins they've been investing for a long time. This is just extra revenue from the Hong Kong retailers. So I think things like Filecoin will probably continue to pump. I do like Neo, but that's been around a long time anyway. I think the pump of the Chinese narrative is going to be less than the AI. So I think the pump we've seen on things like Agix and FET, they'll continue, but I think the Chinese narrative has always been there anyway. Take a look at the optimism chart. You sold a bunch a few days ago. Let's go and have a look at OP. Now, I know that OP have announced oh my goodness me, back above $3. Damn. So yeah, Optimism have got a partnership with Coinbase for Coinbase's native network, but they're using Ethereum as their gas token, which is a good idea. It stops them having any regulatory issues with the SEC. They don't need that right now at Coinbase. So they're launching their own network using Ethereum as gas, but it's going to be on the Optimism network. So Optimism being adopted by Coinbase, which is interesting because I'd have thought they'd have gone Arbitrum, but there you go. Not everything is out there. I suppose as well, Optimism have a token. Coinbase will make money from trading the Optimism token. So I suppose that goes hand in hand. But yeah, there's been a very nice gain there. So they have pumped from $2.40 to $3. I did say that I wasn't going to buy Optimism until it dropped down to about 172. That was my area of interest. That doesn't look like it's going to happen. If project is nothing happens. Crazy Crypto, how you doing, buddy? What do I think about FET, Matic, Ocean, and CFX? CoinFlux, I mined for quite a while. It's had a massive, massive run up. I got my old wallet out and sold a lot. It doesn't really interest me, to be fair. I think it is certainly a strong Chinese narrative token. It is a Chinese token after all. FET is a good project. Matic is just going to be hella strong for a long, long time. It is the layer 2, but I'm really looking at ZK Sync and Arbitrum as my kind of roll-up layer 2 solutions. As I said several times already, incredibly bullish on Arbitrum. Talk to you about airdrops, please, as you seem to be the airdrop king. Not the airdrop king. I steal a lot of information from other people and just collate it for the Discord. So yeah, we've got... we've probably got a SWE network airdrop coming soon. That's going to be highly populated, so I expect it to be heavily dilute. Probably not as big as the Aptos drop. But SWE's not confirmed it still, but I think it's going to happen. We've got confirmation on the Vela Exchange airdrop, but you need to stake, subject some LP in there, and do some trading to get the maximum amount of that airdrop. It is going to be a use case airdrop. I'm definitely going to Arbitrum and doing all the guild tasks I can to get the airdrop there. ZK Sync as well, and doing all I can there to get airdrops. Now, all of these things are listed in the Discord, the link to which is in the top left-hand side there. That's my Slink apps, Slink app links. The Discord is completely free. There's no paid section. It's just a good place for us all to share information. So I hope you find that useful. But yeah, airdrop information is in there. If there are any airdrops that happen that I don't catch wind of because I can't see everything, it is reliant upon the community. I will then link that and share them in the right channels. And then we can all participate. I'll make sure everyone's aware. The main thing with Coinbase is it'll be used for KYC on Optimism chain without doxing. That's pretty cool. So yeah, so you can go into Optimism via Coinbase and your KYC is already done. So that's a really good point, actually, Bacon Sandwich. I like that. Matic is strong, but I'm not in love with it. Eligible for the Arbitrum airdrop too, right? Yeah. So absolutely right with regards to Matic. I think Matic's absolutely fantastic. It is the king of layer twos at the moment, and they are very, very strong. They've got lots of partnerships coming in, but as you quite rightly said, I'm not in love with any project. I get very passionate about some. Matic, I was quite open. A few weeks ago, I put a TikTok out. I've sold all my Matic. Why have I sold such a strong project? You look at the return of investment. I'm here to invest and make money. Now, all-time high for Matic is less than a 3x now. It will do all better than all-time highs. Possibly, I'm thinking even $9, $10. But realistically, that's still only a 5 or 6x from where it is right now. I want more than that because I'm greedy. So I like Arbitrum, I like ZK Sync because they present better opportunities. I do think they'll have tokens. You show me a layer 1 or layer 2 solution that doesn't have its own token, there's bound to be one. I just hope that they do an airdrop. If you do the task for Vela, are you eligible for the Arbitrum airdrop too? Yeah, in theory, yes. Anything you do on the Arbitrum network could make you eligible for more airdrop. So I am doing all I can. I'm buying tokens on Uniswap, on Arbitrum network, Vela Exchange, as I said, Mycelium. There's a whole guild task to do. But the more you interact with the network, the more likely you are to get a better airdrop if it happens. We don't know what the rules will be. They're certainly not confirmed one. But Vela Exchange are doing their own airdrop, so the more you interact with them, the better it will be. Plus, what I would say about Vela Exchange is because they've confirmed an airdrop, there will be a run-up in price to the airdrop. It will be a buy the rumor, sell the news event. So unless you intend to hold it long-term because you like it, make sure you're not holding that token at the time of the airdrops. Because when that snapshot's done, you'll get sold on. There'll be thousands of people just selling their bags, waiting for the airdrop as soon as that snapshot's done. So I would be very careful about trying to flip it for the short term. Make sure that you get rid of those tokens. If you're doing it for the airdrop and you're holding long term, then obviously you have to wait for the snapshot and then dump them like everyone else. But I like it for long term, so I will probably sell some of my airdrop tokens, but I will hold some long term because I think Arbitrum is going to be absolutely huge, and these early projects that are first to market, they're going to be very, very important. Matic has admin keys. It puts me off, but I have some. This is it. I mean, I think it was Richard Hart the other day did a whole thing, doesn't he? He's very big on this kind of, Matic own the keys, so it doesn't matter what you do, where you hold it, they can just turn your token off. It's crazy to think that they can do that. So they have these admin keys. So Barry Doge, you did sell it all. I think that's a very, as I said, I've done the same. I can understand that decision entirely. Did you have tree delivered from Talk Mobile? Tree delivered from Talk Mobile? What? No, I haven't had a tree delivered. Oh, the bill. Yes, I had a tree delivered. But it was still less than it was less than 2 weeks usage, so they just wrote it off. I cancelled within the 14-day window. I've still got to cancel the new ones actually because they've been blocked as well. I'm selling Arbitrum, ZK Sync, and Sui on day one. I think that's wise. I mean, I had Aptos. I sold 75% on day one, and I sold the other 25% later on. I could have maxed out at about $1,200, I reckon, on that. But I got I could have maxed out at about $1,400 on that, but I got $1,200. I did buy some NFTs, all of which were just shite. But yeah, I mean, it's worth getting into these ecosystems early because you never know what's going to fly. So again, I've even bought I've even bought meme tokens on Arbitrum. I don't like meme tokens, but I put $20 into a couple of meme tokens because you never know. First to market on a new network. Quant and HBAR and next one. I love Quant and HBAR. Quant and HBAR for me are quality. Now, I don't hold HBAR and I won't hold HBAR. Crypto Jamie put out a very good video earlier on basically saying that they were releasing 6% of the supply in March. So you have to be careful with regards to that. If you're a long-term holder, consider the impact of 6% supply hitting the market. So those tokens are going to vest. And this is why I always say about tokenomics being very important. You need to know when these things are going to vest. You need to know the vesting schedules because they dilute the supply, which means the price gets diluted as well. So currently the supply sits at about 50%. So a 6% release will affect the value of your token by about 10%. So this price of 8 cents will take a 10% hit, basically. So it's a serious thing, and you need to know these things. So I'm not spreading FUD, but I mean, HBAR for me is great utility with great partnerships and a great team. I don't personally hold it because I don't think it offers a very high ROI for the next couple of years. It will do well in the bull run, no doubt about it, but other things will give you a higher ROI. I like lower cap projects. $2 billion for me, too much. It's gonna offer a 2 to 4x, probably tops. We'll see what happens with it, but right now I don't see it doing a lot. On the plus side, quant is over-ledger technology, which I think is going to be more important than ever right now in crypto and blockchain. I think over-ledger technology is increasingly important. Just going to move myself over a little bit. There we go. Do I think quant can hit around $10,000? Now, $10,000 for quant sounds like a lot of money, but what you've got to remember is their tokenomics. And I've gone through this on some old TikToks that I might actually redo and just reaffirm the tokenomics of quant and why I like them. Basically, there's only 10.5 million tokens on quant. 14.5 million tokens on quant. So basically, to get to $1,000, quant only needs to be a market cap of $14.5 billion. That's fully diluted. Right now, it only needs to be $12 billion because it's 12 billion circulating supply. Sorry, 12 million circulating supply. So if it's $1,000, it's $12 billion market cap. And that, for a layer one in the previous bull run, was easy. There were layer ones doing 30, 40 billion. And if we're talking quant about being an important part of the overledger technology, connecting all these blockchains together for institutional adoption, they're going to do that easy, surely. And then obviously the logic is that if you want to say a $10,000 valuation, which I said before, I think I've said all along, quant can do 5 figures. I'm not going to be stupid. I'm going to be taking profit when it hits 4 figures, of course. But I'm going to have some for the long-term hold because I think $10,000 quant is about 100. We'll go fully diluted. It's about $148 billion market cap. Again, sounds like a lot of money, but long-term, with institutional adoption, it's possible. Had a chance to look into X2, Y2 and loaning NFTs. I haven't, to be honest. I mean, when you said about it was all about loaning NFTs and things, I mean, I'm not the greatest advocate of NFTs and gaming and metaverse and things like that. So I would have to learn an awful lot to understand how that one works. I'll probably have a deeper look at it. But I'm probably not best placed to actually give you good feedback. Thank you for hitting those likes and follows, by the way, people. I do appreciate this, the contributions that you make. It helps everything run along much smoothly, because if it was just me, I would run out of ideas very, very quickly. That's interesting. Yield Gamer Guild up 1% in the last 5 minutes. So yeah, we got a bit of a mixed last 15 minutes, but the hour generally is turning green. So if we go back up to Bitcoin, what's Bitcoin doing? Into my mess of a chart, and we'll zoom in a little bit to the 15 minutes. So yeah, we've had a few 15-minute green candles. The volume seems to be flipping to buy volume now as well, so that's a good thing to see. So yeah, we're looking okay. Right, okay, so let's have a look. Right, so if you start shouting some things out, then we'll actually start having a look at a few projects. So you said X2, Y2. As I said, I'm probably not going to do a deep dive on it, but let's have a look at it now. We'll see if we can find out what they're about. As you said, NFT loanings. So $14.5 million market cap. It is self-reporting, but we'll put that to one side for now as a pet hate of mine. 81 million fully diluted. So you've got about 20% of the supply out there, which isn't great. Right, so looking into this all-time chart on CMC, you had the launch, which was in February 2022. So towards the end of the bull run, it's pretty much flatlined on the yearly, but you can see here in the last 3 months it has seen significant rise from just under 4 cents up over 20 cents. So it has performed quite well. So they're probably still building and developing in the bear market, which is good to see. So the market's smart contract front end and back end are all 100% independently developed. So that makes it less susceptible to security issues, I suppose. Definitely need a deep dive to appreciate the tech, though, because there's not a lot stated there about it. But we'll have a look another time at that. I'm not going to do a deep dive on these things at the moment. So, right, so I've talked a lot about the Arbitrum ecosystem, so I'm going to pop in now and have a look at the Arbitrum ecosystem, and I'll show you the things that I like. So let's go for filters. Platform, and we'll go Arbitrum. Now, obviously, a lot of these aren't just Arbitrum, so I will skip some of them because they're ones that we're already very familiar with. Ada, Matic, HBAR, Hello, Link, price predictions. I wouldn't really be able to do price predictions on many of those. I know that Cardano's strong, although I don't like it. I don't hold it myself. Matic I've sold because the ROI is not high enough. HBAR is a very good long-term project, but again, I don't hold it because the long-term ROI is not good enough. Plus, also bear in mind that 6% of the supply is due to hit the market in March. Hello, I know nothing about. Link is really solid. I like it. I need to try and accumulate some more. But yeah, price prediction wise, they should all be okay. I know nothing about Hello though, so I wouldn't say anything about that. Azza, welcome, buddy. Good to see you. Later on when I'm free, have a gander at Metacade. It's a new gaming coming out. I've heard a few whispers about Metacade. But yeah, I don't know a lot about it, so I will check it out. Thank you for the follow, Chucker. I appreciate that, buddy. Answer that bloody door. I can't help it. That's the noise it makes when people follow me. It's a good noise for me to hear. I like hearing that noise. It's a good thing. I'm just glad I got it turned off for the actual messages. So, yeah, every time someone sent a message, you don't want that pinging. Hello is the new Shark Tank for crypto. Great idea. Okay, let's have a look at Hello. I'm not going to dive into Arbitrum. Let's check out Hello. So I really haven't looked at it at all. So we're saying it's a bit of a startup platform, bit of a launch pad, really. New idea, a new spin on a launch pad. Hello. So currently just under 5 cents, 4.7 cents, up 15% on the 24 hours. Market cap 25 million, Philadelphia 47, so just over 50% supply. CMC chart starts from October 22, so towards the end of the bull run. And it's doing much, much better now. So that's really good to see. It's having a positive time, obviously being well received. Multi-award-winning director and producer Hello Labs, blazing path through crypto industry by blending crypto entertainment to produce and distribute TV shows, games, and NFTs. Right, I did briefly look at this before and thought it was worth a look. So that's fair actually. So I think it's a competitor possibly for things like UOS and Gala, and it needs that competition to be fair. But they're going into TV shows and games and NFTs specifically. I think Gala have gone into movies and music, so there's not too much competition there other than in the games section. I do think games is a bit of a misconception in crypto. I think these big developers that do the games like Fortnite, etc., they'll just do their own thing. They're not going to jump on anyone else's bandwagon. Morning, Phil. How are we doing, buddy? In my opinion, which crypto coins are the best to invest in? Of course, I can't give financial advice. I'm more than happy to share what I invest in, what I'm still DCAing into, and what I would buy if the price dips hard. So I got my top holding right now is Moonbeam. I'm still buying Moonbeam. My second top is DOT. I'm still buying DOT on the DCA. My next top one is Quant. I'm still buying and DCAing into Quant. I don't chase when it's green though. I wait for Quant to go flat or red. Fourth, then I've got Moonriver. Moonriver's now in number 4. Number 5, I've got MUX Protocol. Now, number 5 is MUX Protocol only because it went up 80% the other week, and it hasn't really come back down too far. So it stayed at the number 5 spot. At one point, it was number 3. It went up to $12, and it's going back down to $7. But yeah, it's doing well. I like MUX. It's on Arbitrum. It's kind of my alternative to GMX, which I also hold. But then we've also got things like XRP, ICP, all quite close together after that. I don't buy XRP anymore. I don't answer. I just don't. I just don't buy it. XRP got me into crypto. I like the use case. I think it's sound. But no, I don't buy XRP anymore. Payday today. No DCAs. We're off the Butlins next week. Yeah, that's right. You don't have to DCA all the time. And plus, I think we've had a little run. It'd be nice to see what Bitcoin's actually going to do. I mean, this is the 15-minute chart, but if we zoom it out to the 4-hourly, we're going to get squeezed into this triangle in a minute, and we've bounced off it quite a few times off the bottom, which means it's weak. Thank you, Bacon. So this means it's getting weaker, and we could break to the downside, which would mean that there's probably going to be some better buying opportunities, but we could break to the upside. Stochastic RSI is very, very, very low on the 4-hourly. We've had a lot of downward pressure, so the RSI is reset. Could be time for it to break upwards rather than downwards. But if we bounced off here again, that would make it very, very weak for the next retest. But going back to Hello token, so yeah, I mean it's definitely a good use case as a competitor to UOS and Gala in a lot of ways, but very, very popular. Looking at the market cap of Gala and things, they are sizably bigger. I think UFO is even twice the market cap of Hello, so definitely worth a deeper dive. See what partnerships and things that they've got going on. But yeah, I haven't looked into it. Haven't done a deep dive before, but Hello does look interesting. I was looking at Key, Iris, and Win. Any thought? Key, I looked at yesterday. I wasn't that interested. Iris, I've never heard of, and Win, I'm not familiar with either. Let's have a look at Iris. So we've got a few Iris. We've got IrisNet, Hermes DeFi. Now, I reckon this might be some Discord members winding me up because we had an issue yesterday with Key, and no one could decide what Key project they actually wanted us to look at. But Iris, there's quite a few choices as well. Have I seen the interest on DOT from Nexo without staking? I haven't, no. Nexo's not really a platform I've ever really gone in and used too much. I've signed up to it and I've had it, but I've never really used it properly. Plus, I don't really want to stake my DOT anywhere like Nexo. I mean, I don't want to stake it on any kind of exchange platform. I've got a lot of it in the Polkadot parachains. The only place I really stake my DOT at the moment is on Parallel Finance, which is on the Polkadot network. I trust it. It's doing me well. But yeah, Nexo, I'd be dubious about staking anything on Nexo or any other exchange. Just joined. Why don't you buy XRP anymore? I've been in crypto for a couple of years, and the whole 2 years I've been hearing the same narratives, the same dates, the same stories. And although I believe in the use case, I decided I've got a big enough bag of XRP just to sit and wait until the end of the SEC settlement. I'm sure that there will be a lot of buy pressure and the price will go to all-time high once it's settled, but that will come back down again. I think the novelty are wear off. ISO is not going to have the impact that people think it is on crypto. It will be a narrative, and it'll be a short-lived narrative. I think people are overvaluing ISO in terms of crypto. But yeah, XRP for me, it's a good project. I'm holding what I've got, but I'm investing in other things because I will get a better ROI. Investing is all about your return on investment. Do your research. Get into things when they're lower market caps for better returns. That's my only thing. It's the same reason why I sold all my Matic. Matic's brilliant, but it's not going to give me big returns. One that had big pump is Iris. Don't have to stake. Interesting. Beer was the Discord joke coin. I think someone mentioned Ladies Anatomy as well, but we won't go there. Okay, right. So Iris is the one that had the big pump recently. It doesn't help me choose which one it is, but I'll have a look at this one. Let's go and have a look. So yeah, Iris has had a pump. This Iris has anyway. So it 4x'd and it's come back down to a healthy 2x plus. Service protocol on cryptocurrency was officially launched on March 1st. The primary purpose of the blockchain-based open network to small medium business offering a wide variety of services. That to me sounds like waffle, unless there's a reason for that. That's so generic. That's the worst CMC intro I think I've read for a while. It's just so wishy-washy. There's more details on the founders than there are on the project. I don't like that. It gets me annoyed. What are a couple of low cap gems? At the moment, I don't really have anything to recommend. At the time of the AI narrative, we did quite well. We had 5 low caps in the Discord that we were playing with. The worst performing one made 50%. The other two others made 200%, and the other 2 made 300%. And I did take profits. I've got moon bags in all of them. So hopefully everyone else did the same, although I know not everyone will have done. But at the moment, I don't really have any low cap gems to share. I'm looking really at the Arbitrum ecosystem at the moment, just focusing on that. You can see, obviously, you've got all the normal big players in there, but I don't want to see the ones with hundreds of millions. So I'm going to add another filter, and I'm going to say I want the market cap to be less than 50 mil. I'll apply that. And I'm going to say I want them audited as well. And audits aren't the be-all and end-all, but I do prefer an audited contract, especially when you're looking at values of 50 million. They should have spent a few quid to get an audit done. Barnbridge, not an Arbitrum project. Beefy Finance, not an Arbitrum project. This is one that I've looked at before. 8 million. See, this is MUX Protocol. See, they've had a pretty good ride. Up 44% in the last 90 days. Nice and strong. Good staking rewards on MUX as well if you stake your VMUX. D-Hedge DAO clearly having a very nice run. Nice and green across the board. I don't know a lot about that. That's one that I would go into and have a look. So I think we looked at that the other day on a different live though. So O3 Swap, again, it's on Arbitrum Network, but not an Arbitrum project. Chromatica we had in, as I said, we had 50% gains on Chromatica. So that was one we talked about. We had them in for an AMA. I think that they've got real long-term potential. Currently only a $5 million market cap, but even then, when you compare it to other things of a similar nature, you've got things that are $15 million plus. So I still think there's an easy 3x for Chromatica, but they're actually better than that. So I think long term, I'm holding on to my Chromatica. I've got my moon bag, and I'm going to keep that. So we're looking for true Arbitrum low cap gems. So really, we've got to stay in this part where they're confirmed market caps. Strips Finance, I don't think that's a true Arbitrum project. So let's go back up. Let's have a look at this D-Hedge DAO. So I keep seeing the chat jumping around. I'm just making sure I'm not missing any messages, so I do apologize. So D-Hedge DAO, it's 22 cents. It's up 31% in the last 21 hours. Market cap's 8 million, fully diluted 22. So about a third of supply is out there, just over. This chart starts from September 2020. It did have a strong bull run in April, but not November, which is interesting. So what is it? D-Hedge is described as a project that focuses on non-custodial mimetic trading for synthetic assets on Ethereum. So it would be well suited to Arbitrum, to be fair, or ZK Sync, or any of the other roll-ups like Optimism. In fact, let's see, it's on Polygon Matic and Optimism. Why is it listed then in Arbitrum? I assume that they just may not have updated their page. Let's go and have a look. Mark, am I concerned about them stopping staking? Binance, not overly. I mean, I don't use the platform anyway, but I know what you mean. It's a wider regulatory compliance issue. I think Binance just don't want to apply for licenses. They're not FCA approved, I don't think, for staking services, and they don't want to get SEC approval either. So it's a bit weird, but maybe they decided they can make more money without staking. I don't know. But let's have a look. I'm just having a look at this D-Hedge Fund DApp because it doesn't say. It's on Arbitrum's listings, but it doesn't say it's actually with Arbitrum. I'm not connecting my wallet. Not a chance. So yeah, I mean, actually, it does look quite good, even though I can't see any obvious links. It just looks like non-custodial mimetic trading. So it's non-custodial. That's good. So you retain your keys. I might do a deep dive in a video on this one. This one actually looks worthy of further research. And they're going to be launching a version 2 of their staking platforms as well. So that's interesting. You've got staking, governance, and legacy rewards as well. So you can use your token for governance and staking. I like this actually. This is definitely worth a look. $8 million market cap, and this could be good. It's on Optimism as well, which means it'll open up to the Coinbase users eventually, when Optimism are the network providers for Coinbase's layer 1. Interesting. Morning, Joe. How are we doing, buddy? What do I think about D's? It seems to have movement. D's. This isn't a D's nuts jokes, is it? I'm actually making a note of this one, actually. D-hedge now. I'm into a lot of things like mycelium that are very low cap as well. Mycelium, I'll just quickly show you that. Arbitrum's going to be the place to be, I think, for quite a while. I know I've spoken to a few projects recently that are building in Arbitrum. They're all going that way. So mycelium's actually down 13% today. That's not great. So 1.6 cents, market cap 8 million, fully diluted 5.6, which is a bit odd. That's that self-reporting issue. But mycelium are actually a fairly decent setup. If you have a look at it, you can trade liquidity with leverage and low fees. Traders on mycelium can trade perpetual swaps and perpetual pools with a range of blue chip DeFi assets. Now this needs to grow, so I haven't put a lot into mycelium, but it is one of my long shots because I think as an Arbitrum for finance is going to be very, very strong. What was I looking at? D-hedge. I was looking in the Arbitrum ecosystem, and D-hedge was coming up as a decent one. I'm going to do a deep dive on it, so if you follow me, I'll get a video done on it and share the results. It looks like it could be quite interesting because it's basically, I'll read it to you again, described to be a product that focuses on non-custodial mimetic trading for synthetic assets on Ethereum. So it's non-custodial, so you always retain your keys. They just have trading access. They don't have sell or transfer access. Investors can mine the trades of top performance. So you basically copy people and synthetic assets on Ethereum, powered by the synthetics derivatives liquidity pool. So it's all kind of like it's stuff that they hold on chain. So it looks pretty strong. Looking up these. All right, I'll look up D's. I'm going to look it up. I don't know what. D's nuts. Oh, God. I knew it would be D's nuts. Oh, dear. The joke's never going to end, is it? So we've got D's nuts, D's, and D's nuts, D's nuts. Neither of which are probably going to be tracked. Oh, there's a shock. They're so bad that they're not even tracked. You absolute gits. Right, okay. All right, let's go back. I'm going to do some small cap hunting with you. Let's ignore the fact that we want Arbitrum. I'm just going to go small cap. I'm going to go all projects across all areas that are sub 5 mil market cap and audited. If you think 5 mil is too high, let me know and I'll go lower, but yeah, we'll see. Actually, I'm going to go lower. I'm going to do 2.5 mil. If they're 2.5 mil and they've got an audit, then they've got ambitions. Right, okay. Okay, cool. Here we go. Okay, so this is why I like having the range of 90, 30, and 7 as well, because it does give you an indication of performance, as much green as possible, Bang, we have a winner. Green on all four. Wall Street Games, actually a really old project that's performed really badly. I'm not going to look at that one. 8pay is a favourite of mine. And actually, I am going to look at 8pay for those that don't know it. 8pay has done fantastically well this month. It's up 63%. This, not long ago, was trading at less than 1 cent. And I've liked it for a very, very long time. It is volatile. It has a partnership with Shopify. It's integrated into Shopify. I'm very, not bullish on 8pay, but it can do a hell of a lot better than the market cap it's got. And it's definitely a good one. I know some of the people in the Discord hold it as well. And look at that chart. That looks absolutely awful. It's been $1.30. In the bull run, it did get up to 8 cents, 22 cents. So if you look at where we are now, there's 6 or 7x there to be had. But as I said, I think it's even better than that. I think, for me personally, 8pay is phenomenal. We've seen the low here. It was 1.6, and we got up to 3.5. So it's not bad at all. But as I said, 8pay is basically a payments platform. It's been integrated into Shopify. They got lots more on the way. It's an intelligent smart contract architecture that makes your cryptocurrency wallet work just like a regular bank account. And this is going to be something that gets used more and more, this kind of technology. And it's on a lot of networks. It's on BSC, ETH, and Polygon. And I know that they're looking at other chains as well, because I'm in their Discords and things. So I would advise people to have a look at 8pay and do some research. I personally, I like this long term. And it's been around a long time. This was back in CMC chart starts in April 21. So it's doing well. And the fact that it's growing in the bear market after having a rough time, that is great. We're seeing it do really well. It has been a lot lower as well. You can see here, it got down to like 0.5 cent earlier in the year. So it's really bounced back strongly. It's still working very, very nicely. FTX token, is it due a little run? No, FTX is not due a little run. BitTorrent, I used to like BitTorrent in terms of its use case for the internet and getting hold of certain things very easily. In terms of the crypto, I've never been a fan. I thought the BitTorrent chain, that the partnership with Tron, would do a lot better than it has. It hasn't. And Fixed Token, is Fixed Token any good? Let's have a look. There's quite a few Fixed tokens. Again, I need the variation on that. So yeah, I need the variation on Fixed Token to have a look at it. Oh, FTX was misspelled. Okay. Let's have a look. Is there another token called FTX? Or okay, is that FinTrux Network? Or FTX token itself? Is it due a little run? I mean, FTX won't be due a run. I wouldn't touch that. But if we're looking at FinTrux, I wouldn't mind having a look. So FinTrux, that's tiny. That's probably dead. Let's have a look. Yeah, dead project. It's not that one, is it? Okay. Right, okay, I can't see that one. Right, so let's carry on. Oh, damn it, I've lost my filter now, haven't I? Went into 8pay and lost my filter. So, yeah, we were going sub 2.5 million and audited, weren't we? But the thing is, we're doing this on here, you lose your filter, so I'm going to have to do it again. And this is basically how I research low caps. Literally, it's just going and finding one. Find a market cap that you're happy to invest under. It's higher risk. But then you do your deep dive. You use this stuff to narrow it down, and then you look into them. As I said, you can say, I want it audited or not. Right, so here we go. So same list again. As I said, we got down as far as 8pay, and I got distracted. So my DeFi pets, and that's been around a while, but that's been on a nice little run. Small numbers though, so I'm not going to pay too much attention to that. That's a decent one. Fair Game. I've never heard of them before. Market cap 1.9 million. 100% up in the last 90 days. It looks like they've maintained that. 7% up in the last 7 days. 9% in the last 24 hours. So again, I might have a look at Fair, see what that's all about. And this is all I do. You just go through and you find a decent one, that you deep dive them, and then you find out if you're happy with it or not. Let's take a look at Fair, because the numbers are good. Low market cap, good performance. So market cap's 1.9, fully diluted it's 2.4. Tokenomics 1.2 billion supply, nearly 1 billion out there, so that's not bad. Let's have a look at the all-time chart. So all-time chart, it launched in 2018. It has survived a bear market before. Little run up in April 2021. Bottom of the bear market was less than 1/10 of a cent. All-time high in the bull run was 4.1 cents ish. So it definitely does run, and it's definitely cheap at the moment. Cryptocurrency operates on Ethereum. Supply, no information about the project at all. Is it still alive? Let's go into Twitter and have a look. It's a fair game. They've got 13,000 followers. Create the user creation game of blockchain, metaverse, and NFTs. Right, okay, so tweet November 2021. Retweeted October 2021. October 2021. Nah, they're dead. They're dead. I don't even know why that token's being traded. Their socials are not being maintained. That does not look good on them at all. Let's just try their website. Have they even paid the website bill for last year? Looks like they probably haven't. Yep, so the chart looks decent, but I think that's people taking a punt on low caps, and this is why you do your research. Their Twitter is dead, therefore the project is probably dead. You can't have an NFT gaming metaverse that doesn't have an active Twitter account. It just doesn't add up. So walk away, don't invest any more time in that. Right then, folks, I am going to have to wind it up there. I think we've hit an hour now, and we've kind of gone a bit quiet on the chat. So I'm going to wind it up, and I will catch you all again very soon. I've got some more videos to come out, so I'm going to research that D-Hedge DAO, see what that's about. I might even reach out to the team if it's any good and see if we can get them in for an AMA. So if you're around, join the Discord. Make sure you follow me here, and I'll share any information about any little things we can. But yeah, thanks for your time. Thanks for your contributions. Thanks for your comments. And I will catch you all again very, very soon.